Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, presenting the roast of Steve Miggs. Live.
You sound too excited about that.
Oh, man. I'm not the only one excited. The entire KISW crew's going to be there. Men's Room, Ryan Castle, Taryn Daly, all ready to fire you up.
Also, Seahawks Hall of Famer Walter Jones is going to be a part of it. Craig Gass. And I'm very disappointed because I just locked in Russell Wilson. He says, so long as I'm playing in Seattle next year.
Oh, really?
I will be there for your roast.
Oh, man.
And
Wilson,
look what happened.
Wilson!
So now I'm trying to get Drew Lock, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, you should be able to lock him in, right? Hey. No? Okay. Hey, listen, it's happening Friday, April 15th, Snoqualmie Casino Ballroom. And part of the ticket proceeds going towards Smash Seattle, a great cause for local musicians. So get those tickets, man. I mean, you want to see Steve get roasted? I know you do.
Tickets are selling quick, BJ.
Yeah,
all
really?
the tables are gone. The VIP is gone. Got some general admission available, but those are selling as well. So hurry up and get them before they're gone.
All right, because this is going to be, this is the event, man. You get those tickets at KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. Raise everybody, scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B Migs, you're a loser.
It is time for B Migs, and it's time for a walk-in. It's Wednesday.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Whack it.
And let's get to our contestant today. We got TJ in Tacoma. TJ, are you there?
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. All right. Yep. Get out.
Gotta go.
For those playing at home, TJ has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. TJ, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's whack.
Which video game company originally brought Pac-Man to home consoles?
Atari?
Yes. What is the fattiest human organ?
Liver?
No.
Brain?
Yes. Chef and Towelie are characters from what animated series?
Who?
Chef and Towelie are characters from what animated series?
Oh. South Park?
Yes. Julius Caesar said, I came, I saw, I what?
Conquered.
Yes. The PS4 was first released in what early 2010s year?
13?
Yes. During what war did hundreds of soldiers spend the winter in Valley Forge?
The Revolutionary War.
Yes. In what city do the Simpsons live?
Springfield.
Yes. Who had the mid-'80s album titled Born in the USA?
Bruce Springsteen. The Boss.
Yeah. Earth's first artificial satellite was Russian and named what?
Sputnik.
Yes. What is the name of Simba's uncle in the movie The Lion King?
Oh. Star.
Yes.
Nice.
And TJ gets a perfect 10. Wow.
Oh, that's over for Steve. Let me get that song ready. It's so over.
Yeah, I think you can get that one ready for this one.
Oh, he's done.
You think so?
Yeah, he's like, man, you know what? This has been a tough day for everybody. I mean,
Yeah, I think Steve's on his way to Denver.
Crack and go down.
Yeah.
Russell's leaving town.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner's done. And now Steve is going to get his butt kicked and beat Miggs. I mean, this is what
I'm here
day.
for the rebuild, baby.
It's a rebuilding beat Miggs.
Got my Russell Wilson jersey on. Figured get my money's worth before it's not
Are you going to do anything with that?
Yeah, I'm going to burn it after the show.
Oh, nice.
No,
All
there
right.
you go.
Yeah, burn
We'll
that
show
jersey.
him. I was just like, gotta get some use out of this now.
You can wear it. It's going to be a throwback.
That's true.
Or you can give it to me and I can wear it.
That's also true.
That's usually where you send all of your old jerseys are over to me. Are you ready?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Which video game company originally brought Pac-Man to the home consoles?
Atari.
Yes. What is the fattiest human organ?
I'm going to go with the liver.
No.
The kidney.
No.
The dong.
No. Chef and Towley are characters from what animated series?
South Park.
Yes. Julius Caesar said, I came, I saw, I what?
Ate a delicious salad.
No.
Conquered.
Yes. The PS4 was released in what early 2010s year?
2012.
No.
2011.
No.
2010.
No. During what war did hundreds of soldiers spend the winter in Valley Forge?
I'm going to go World War I.
No.
World War II.
No.
Vietnam.
No.
Wow.
In what city
Civil.
do the Simpsons? No. In what city do the Simpsons live?
Wow. Springfield.
Yes. Who had the mid '80s album titled "Born in the USA"?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. Earth's first artificial satellite was Russian and named what?
Sputnik.
Yes. What is the name of Simba's uncle in the movie The Lion King?
Simba Sr.
No.
Uncle Simba.
Uncle Simba. No.
Russell Wilson.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You lose 6
Goodbye.
to a perfect 10.
Woo.
What?
Nice
Yeah, TJ.
effort,
yeah.
TJ.
Yeah, he spanked you.
Why'd I even try?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Thank you, TJ, for such a great game, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Can I give a shout out real quick?
Of course. Go for it, buddy.
I just want to shout out my son, Jaden. He's 15. He helps me with half those questions to beat Steve. So
That's fantastic.
Congratulations.
Jaden, that's a nice team effort right there. What a good kid.
Nice effort.
What do you got planned for him? 15th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he had his 15th birthday in December.
Oh.
Oh. Well,
is 15.
So he just,
yeah. Well, what did you do for him on his 15th?
Okay.
Did you get him a cake? Is it tasty? All right. Thank you, TJ. Thank you for playing, buddy. Steve, this just in.
Oh, yeah.
Can't forget about that.
Someone who's near to me. I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be.
It was tremendous.
Thank you, Russ.
Yeah, you're done.
So the ones you didn't know, Steve, the fattiest human organ is the brain.
That was a good answer. I wouldn't have got that.
Not the dong.
nice.
Yes.
So does that mean it's tastier? The most parts of the body?
According to Hannibal Lecter, yes.
Okay.
Yes, if you've watched the documentary, yes. Also, the PS4 was released in 2013. It was the only one you didn't guess.
Come on,
I
Steve.
know. I went the wrong direction.
Valley Forge, that whole thing happened during the American Revolutionary War.
well, how about that?
Come on, Steve.
And the name of Simba's uncle is Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've asked that a couple times, and I love asking it because you'll never
He never
get it.
gets it.
Is that the Lion King?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that one yet.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one. You'll actually dig that one.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm looking forward to one day watching that one.
Yeah.
Then I'll be able to answer some questions.
Probably,
I know.
yeah. Sorry for your
Achilles
loss,
heel.
buddy.
Russ is getting banged. You know, he's a stud about that.
He really is. He's getting banged out of town now. Wow. Yeah. Well. Tough day. Tough day. I know. It's going to be weird. Like, no more Go Hawks.
Is he going to do Go Broncos?
I guess. I don't
Doesn't
even know.
sound as good.
No, it doesn't.
I wonder if he has to train himself for that because, like, he's been used to saying it for so long, and he walked off. He walks off after his first game with the Broncos. Go Hawks! I mean, Broncos.
Yeah, dude, I mean, when you get new jobs, I mean, I know, BJ, you've dealt with that, and I know when you go to a new radio station, sometimes you have a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
Saying the right. Sometimes you just kind of fall back into your old ways and say the old station that you worked at. Oh,
I've
I
dropped
can't wait for that. He's too prepared.
Yeah.
He's already practicing. The separation's in the preparation, Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you're absolutely right. He's probably got whatever their phrase is in Denver. I don't know. Our listener Caesar is very, very happy. Of course, he's all over my social media going, thank you,
You know
so
what,
much.
though? I'm fine with Caesar being happy because Caesar's always had nothing but good things to say about Russell Wilson when he was a Seahawks. Like, you know, we give each other crap on Messenger from time to time. Me and Caesar, he's a big Broncos fan, but he's always cool about it and is always like, oh, Russ is awesome, blah, blah, blah. So it's the Broncos fans that I know that I have some buddies that did not like Russell Wilson, would always use any chance to make fun of him. Now all of a sudden he's like their savior.
Right.
And I'm just like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Last week you did not like this guy. Now all of a sudden he's your favorite player.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably do the same, but.
Well, Caesar can burn in hell. But,
damn!
I mean that spiritually, by the way.
Of course.
And
I hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
totally.
exactly. I look forward to this being a mediocre season for the Broncos. I look forward to this.
Go Bronx? That's what some people are saying. They can say.
Go
I was
Bronx.
going to say go Coes, but that doesn't sound good.
Go Coast.
Go Coes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, either way, he's going to have to figure that out. That'll be one of his big things he works on in the offseason.
That's it.
The only thing he needs to work on, right?
Yeah, now we got to figure out who's going to take over the helm of Go Hawks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't even know who's on the team anymore. I really don't know.
Nobody.
I mean,
I think the punter, Michael Dixon, still.
I feel like, honestly, if at this point of the game, if the Broncos don't try to work out a deal for Tyler Lockett, I mean, because that's Russell's favorite dude to throw to. I am shocked if something like that doesn't happen. Because you said Tyler is on the trade block.
That's the rumor. There's some teams that are expressing interest. Obviously, I mean, I bet there's some teams also expressing interest in DK Metcalf as well. I mean, it just seems like that's inevitable. But who knows? I mean, what are you going to just completely get rid of everyone that's decent on the offensive side?
I think if you're going for draft picks and everything else like that, I mean, at this point, I would get rid of DK Metcalf. I feel like this is the best time to get rid of him because he's got so much upside. Tyler's a little older, so you might not get as much for him as you would for a DK, but I mean, at this point of the ballgame, what are we going to do? We expect to get to the playoffs next year?
Right. This is full effort mode. You might as well just do everything you want at this point.
Yeah. And we're going to tell you, obviously, and we'll talk more about this because if you didn't hear, Russell Wilson traded yesterday to the Denver Broncos. But is this the most shocking moment in Seattle sports history? Feels like it. Well, we will talk about this at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, big shocking news yesterday as Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos. It's not going to be official till March 16th, 17th, whatever.
They made it Twitter official, though, with those Tom Hanks memes.
Yeah. So what do we get? We get, now Russell's gone. We get three players: quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, bunch of draft picks, 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a 5th-round pick, which was great because we had nothing. I mean, that was really, I think, the big motivating factor is that we had no draft picks at all with a horrible season that we had.
Dude, it's insane now looking at the draft selections for this upcoming draft now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks they can make.
Yeah.
Whereas it wasn't looking very good because they had Jamal Adams trading, and in the following year too, they have 2 number 1 draft picks in the first. They have 2 first-round picks because of ours, and also now the Denver Broncos pick.
Yeah, and the Broncos, of course, are going to get Russell Wilson. They get a 4th-round pick as well.
I'm really upset about that part.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to seeing what that guy was going to do.
Well, Russell Wilson, you know about the legacy. 10 seasons in Seattle, helping the team win a Super Bowl, 104 wins. Also great in the community, no doubt about it.
He did a hospital and
did a lot for this town. There's no doubt. I mean, there's no anger towards Russell at all. I mean, one of the greatest sports figures that we've had in Seattle. So I don't think anybody should be mad at Russell for this.
A true party animal. So many people have great stories of just boozing it up with Russ.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how are people reacting online? Because really, online
very positively.
Yeah.
Just like how it always is.
Everybody's always just calm and collective and loving.
I did see a pretty interesting stat that someone brought up, a couple of news reporters or sports reporters, and said that this is the first time that a guy gets traded to a team that they beat in the Super Bowl, like the quarterback. So he's now going to start for the Broncos, the team that he beat to win a Super Bowl.
That is pretty wild, isn't it? Yeah, that is very, very wild. And I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I remember, when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos, didn't he beat the crap out of them a lot when he was with the Colts? I can't remember if that was the case, but it feels like, it's like if you beat the Broncos, we'll just take your quarterback.
So I'm sure as a Broncos fan, that would have stung more. Like, it would have been a weird feeling if they hadn't won a Super Bowl after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine, like, after like the 2005 when the Seahawks lost to the Steelers, if like a couple years later, then you get Ben Roethlisberger, you'd be like, yeah, I'm excited, but also that's the guy who beat us.
Exactly.
It's kind of a weird thing.
Enough time has gone by, I guess. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of Seahawks fans, of course, online are devastated by the news. They're saying it's the worst and most shocking moment in Seattle sports history, comparing it to moments like Ken Griffey getting traded, the Sonics leaving Seattle. I can understand that. Definitely up there with Ken Griffey. Because he also, was a huge, really one of the best to play the sport when you think about it, and that was devastating.
And I think the Sonics one, that's a great, I feel like that's probably the most shocking, but in a weird way, it wasn't as it didn't happen so fast. You know what I mean? Like it was like this, it was going and going and going, and it was like, it still sucked, and you still had hope until that very last moment when it's like, okay, they're gone, they're going to Oklahoma City, but, it wasn't like one day you just woke up and it's like, team's leaving. Whereas with this, it's like, all of a sudden, we finish our show, and I get a text from Danny, Russ is gone. And it was like, what? I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, we should have believed when he took his Seahawks stuff off of his social network. We should have believed it.
He better still be following me on Facebook. Otherwise,
I think he's gonna,
that's the big issue.
Yeah, you better check that out because I feel like he's got no more reason to, really, when you think about it.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Russell Wilson traded yesterday to the Denver Broncos. Of course, Bobby Wagner was let go as well. It was a tough day, and many online consider this to be the most shocking moment in Seattle sports history. And when I think about it, when the quarterback of the offense and the defense in the same day, Bobby Wagner was also a tremendous player, one of the best to wear the uniform too. So this, with the both of them, this could be the most shocking day in Seattle sports history. But we're gonna find out if you think that way. Based on this, good or bad, what was the most shocking moment, Seattle sports style, for you? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What was the most shocking Seattle sports moment for you? You call us your text after Nirvana on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Russell Wilson was traded yesterday to the Denver Broncos, and many online consider this to be the most shocking moment in Seattle sports history. Our buddy Craig Gass, I see also, he tweeted something, he's, his whole life, his whole comedy career is based on seeing Seattle sports, and he's been, a huge Russell Wilson fan. So I know this is a dark day for Craig.
Did you see Jeffrey Dean Morgan? He's on Twitter last night, just losing his mind because he had Walking Dead. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, great actor.
Yeah, I forgot. Of course, he's
huge Seahawks fan from here. And so he was losing his mind. But then when the Bobby Wagner news came out, he even got worried. He's like, dude, look, Russ has been angling for a way out. Bobby's our guy. This is effed. Like, I could feel that emotion in his tweets.
Man, I'll have to check those out. That's awesome. You don't want Negan swinging a bat when he's in that kind of mood. You just don't want that.
And BJ just checked it. It's shocking news. And the most shocking thing in Seattle sports history is I looked and Russell Wilson no longer follows me on Facebook.
Oh, no!
What? He trimmed the fat.
He was?
I always thought it was very weird that I was like one of like 60 people that I was like, who in his entourage that runs his social media page decided to just, I always thought that was the funniest thing. But now he's trimmed it down to like 40 something. And I guess I didn't make the cut.
Oh, dude.
I'm not happy about this.
Well,
I'm so happy we traded that bastard.
Yeah. He's got to make room for all of his new Denver friends, man.
That is bullcrap.
Yeah.
And Danny was even like, he's like, Russell Wilson legit looked through the page and was like, who is this guy and why am I following?
Why are we following Steve Miggs?
I always thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like, somehow I randomly got followed by him. Probably maybe when he was a rookie and he had like someone doing it, like an intern or something. Yeah. I was like, let's follow all these Seattle people.
That's perfect.
I don't know.
Look at you made the cut, but now no longer.
Well, it was a good run.
Now there's some random, bald radio host in Denver.
Oh, he better not. Yeah. Dude, come on. You can't do that to me.
I feel like that's what he's going to do. I think that's what's going to happen.
Somebody said
Russell,
the most shocking sports memory, it has to be why we didn't run the damn ball. That seems to be coming up the most. The most shocking one in sports history has to be when Pete called a pass play on the 0-yard line instead. Or was that 1 inch or inches of a yard line?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was close.
That's one of those ones where I know like there's arguments for why it was a good call and why Belichick was very smart. And I know we've talked about that, but it's like, we'll never know. That's the hardest part about that. Like, I wish in some weird alternate reality we could just know what would have happened. Like, would if they handed the ball to Marshawn, would have even crossed the line? Like, you assume so, but you just don't know.
Yeah, it's you're absolutely right because it was bizarre in everybody's mind, and yet it was except for Bill Belichick, he knew that's something that Pete liked to do and was completely prepared for it.
Because it's like I guess that's just like the ultimate like that's. kind of gives some people a sense of like, I don't know, like a crutch to rely on. Like, oh man, if we only ran the ball, but we don't know. Like, if
we have no idea.
Right. But I guess that's one way to be able to cope with the fact that they didn't win the Super Bowl that year.
And we were very tricksy. If you remember, we got to the Super Bowl with a lot of tricks. And so that is not normally what you'd think somebody would do. So the idea that Belichick was ready we would have been going, what a genius play if, in fact, everybody thought we were going to run the ball and he throws that little pass, boom. It's just it didn't work.
You think about some of the wide receivers just didn't really handle that situation wisely. Like they should have been blocking when they weren't. And
yeah, that's a tough one, too. Yep.
Of course, a lot that's coming in. The most shocking thing is losing our franchise, the Seattle Supersonics. But on the flip side, on the positive side, and I'm with, this is one of the most shocking things for me in Seattle sports history, is getting an NHL franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. For the longest time, it seemed like it was the ultimate pipe dream. And then we had that little bit of a tease when it looked like the Coyotes in Arizona were going to be leaving. And then it was like so close to them coming to Seattle. And then that fell through. And I'm like, well, that was our chance. It's never going to happen. And then all of a sudden, this ownership group comes out of nowhere. Was it the Oakview ownership group with Bonderman and Bruckheimer and the Lightwickies? And even when we had them in studio, I'm like, they're just trying to get like season ticket people, just to get like that commitment. I'm like, it's still this slim to none. You just never really felt it. And then when it finally did happen, it was just like, this is insane.
Yeah. I feel like the naming of the Kraken was pretty shocking for me.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a positive, shocking moment that I was just like, I cannot believe they named this team the Kraken. I thought for sure that would never happen. And I would just, crap all over them. And instead they were like, hey, you know what? It's a good name. We're going to do it.
So it's the most shocking moment in Seattle sports history is when the Seattle Kraken won a game. Just kidding. Love the Kraken. Tough loss last night.
Go Kraken.
Yeah. Did my theory come true last night? I didn't pay attention.
I can't remember now how the scoring went. It was going back and forth a lot.
Yeah, it came true, but this weekend it didn't. So your theory is just stupid superstition.
Oh. Wow. Okay,
it just happens too often, though. That's the annoying part.
I think it happens more than it doesn't. That's the whole reason. Is just like, and I would love a documentary to be done on it. What is it about the team that scores the third overall goal of the game that ends up winning all the time? How is that? Why does that happen in hockey so much?
Speaking of documentaries, I was talking with Danny yesterday. I was texting back and forth because I don't know if you saw like Bobby Wagner's tweet after he got released. He just said something like Sherm's a prophet, and he retweeted the that quote that he said, well, either you stay around long enough to be the villain, or you leave the hero, stay long enough to
die the hero.
Yeah.
And,
the Batman quote.
That.
Yeah. So he's just like, Sherm's a prophet. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, is he talking about Pete? Is he talking about Russ? Is he talking about John? Who knows what he's alluding to. But I was like, one day I hope that they could get all these guys together for a documentary and no holds barred, tell the truth. I bet there's like an insane 30 for 30 that could be done about that Seahawks, the rise and fall of them winning that Super Bowl, then losing at the last play of the game, and everything that's happened since. Like just how you went from what looked like the making of a potential dynasty to nothing.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That would be fascinating.
I just want to hear the dirt on Russ.
And business is,
especially now he doesn't follow me. I screw that guy.
Yeah. Look, Bobby Wagner. Obviously, again, as someone who you should have nothing but great love for, and was a class act as far as I can remember all the way. It's tough to be let go. It's tough to have something come to an end. But I think you have to understand that as a person in life, that eventually you're going to age out of your situation, whether you like it or not. Yep. And it's a business. I mean, Bobby Wagner is not going to be what makes a difference for this team now. I mean, he used to be, but he's just not, and he's not getting any younger. And I don't think that's a slam against him. I don't think he's a villain. And, what are you supposed to do in football? This is what happens. 10 years is a long time for any player. And usually after 10 years, they're not going to get better. No. So
and
what
you're spending a lot of money on the guy, and you got some young guys that are, making a great case for why they should be given the opportunity to shine.
Yeah,
it's just weird to think, and talk about ripping the Band-Aid off that the Seahawks did. And wow. In the course of like a couple of hours, they just said goodbye to, the best offensive player and best defensive player that they've had in the past decade.
Very much a shocking moment in Seattle sports, and we're wondering, how about that for you? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And it could be good or bad, but we're wondering what the most shocking moment in Seattle sports was for you, man.
Sounders winning the MLS Cup at home.
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
And I got to be there for that one. I think that actually would probably be mine too, because I just never thought that I would be like at a championship game, especially on home turf.
Yes.
It's what's shocking to me is the Sounders' success. Like, they're a really good franchise, and that surprised me because, I wasn't even sure, how MLS soccer would do here. Everybody said, "Oh, it'll be great. Believe me, it'll be awesome." But I wasn't sure. And then Drew Carey getting involved, and their whole way they were going to let people sort of figure out, vote on the general manager. Like, it was just a weird sort of thing that they were doing. And the franchise has done well in their short time, and that does shock me because usually you got to wait 10 years before you're kind of any good.
Yeah. Remember we had Joe Roth? Remember that guy? He came in. He was like part of the ownership group. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was before the Sounders, like they were like just starting up, and he was telling us all these things, and we're like, and of course I'm the idiot during the break. I'm like, you ever thought about getting a hockey team? He's like, oh, there's hopes. It took a little bit, but I always thought that was he was an awesome dude. He brought us scarves and everything.
That's awesome.
He did. Yeah. And he said there was hope, Steve, and he was absolutely right. He called it.
Yeah, he did. A lot of people bringing up most shocking thing, the Beastquake.
Ooh. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, don't bring it up. That was the beginning of awesomeness. And then, of course, that started where we thought maybe we could have something here, and which, of course, we did. And, wow. This is, tough day. Tough day.
I know it is, but I don't know about you, but it's like almost like a sense of like just this massive cloud over your head. Like the entire season next year was going to be, here we go with the Russell Wilson talks. Is he even going to stay? If this team doesn't do well, he's out the door, then what the hell's going to happen? Like, it's almost like, okay, I'm glad they ripped the Band-Aid off. It's like, let's see what happens now. Like, it's not the end of the world, obviously. And, Russ isn't going to get any better as he gets older. And that's not like me being like, hey, don't want the door to hit you with a good Lord split you. But like, it's just like, let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people who are in the know, saw this coming, thought it should have happened earlier. We were not, us finishing in first place might have been the worst thing that happened a couple seasons ago because we really weren't good. We really were not good. We were on life support, and we made the body look better than it was, but
in the playoffs it showed.
Yeah, it surely did. But it was, so it ripped the Band-Aid off. I think this is really a slow rip. It has been a slow rip, but it feels like it isn't. But I knew 2 years ago something had to be done about this team, but nobody would listen to that.
Well, yeah, they should listen to you more.
They really should.
That. Yeah, we've been tweeting at Pete. Listen to BJ.
Come on, Pete. Well, yeah.
It's like that relationship where you're like, it's just inevitable. It's going to end. But you're like, how long are you guys going to try and make this work?
Yeah.
And then eventually something happens. And all right, it's over. And you're like, okay, good. Time to go meet some new people.
Mitch is going to at least be happy because now we know they're not an offensive-minded team because I always ask, what are they all? What are they? Are they all? So we obviously know now they're not offensive-minded.
There's rumors that I'm trying to, like, now the rumors about Deshaun Watson. Like, actually, the Seahawks are going to try, after all the legal stuff, they got to figure all that out, obviously. But there's a play of them, there's talks of them trying to get that guy. I'm like, well, if that's the case, you're just getting a younger version of a star quarterback. That doesn't mean that you're focusing solely on, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you're going to put a lot of money into keeping that guy around.
I feel like, we'll see. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. And at the same time, I'm like, or is it just plug and play? You're just looking for a quarterback that will run the kind of offense you want and that's replaceable, not somebody who's going to be like, you're Tom Brady. We're never. It doesn't seem like with this management team we're going to have a Tom Brady-like figure. Whereas
Tom Brady will take a pay cut to make his team better. So
yeah. Well, there is that too. You're absolutely right. That would have helped. We got a teacher that bit her students, all because of a jar of pickles. Yeah, there's actually other stuff going on besides the Hawks thing.
Impossible.
I know. I'll tell you what happened at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip drop off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.